Hi, this is Gregory Giannakvo. Today I want to talk to you shortly about trademarks and the importance. Now, you know I've had some other videos in my feed, and they'll be on the Facebook group called File Your Trademark. So you can follow me there, and I'll have the link below. By the way, something that's not trademarked, here's a little Christmas decoration. It's a little reindeer with a little Christmas thing on. These are made by children in the mountains of Guatemala, just in an area about 6 miles long. There's an area of families that have taught generations how to do this, apparently. I talked to the little boy that made it, and they say they take it from a certain plant, these twigs, and they soak them for a number of hours, and then they can make one of these in about an hour, and it sells for about $4. Now, if it was me, I'd trademark this, but trademarks are important because they protect your intellectual property. And you can trademark a sound. Everybody knows you can trademark a name, and you can trademark a phrase or a slogan. But not everybody knows you can trademark a sound, and you can also trademark certain colors in association with certain industries. For example, Wells Fargo, the bank. Most banks have certain colors. Chase has something called Chase Blue. Tiffany has something called Tiffany Blue. Now, in theory, Chase Blue and Tiffany Blue could be the same blue, just used in different categories. In this case, they're not the same blue. Every color has, most of you probably know, every color has a Pantone designation. There's another designation they use in Europe very much so. But there's numbers that associate with different colors, and you can actually trademark a certain color, so when people see that color, they immediately think of you like the Tiffany box. One thing that people aren't doing enough is, and I have a trademark webinar on this, it's 40 minutes long, you're welcome to go look at it. I'll put the link below. And that is you can trademark your domain name. And that's really important. You know, a lot of trademark lawsuits and different lawsuits, that you lose your trademark. You can lose your domain name. When you lose your domain name, you're out of business. And if someone comes against you, the domain name authority suspends your domain name sometimes, or your registrar even just suspends your domain name because they feel that something's going on. They get a court order, or they just even get a letter, a cease and desist letter. They don't want to get involved in any litigation, and they don't really care about you. They care more about them, and they'll suspend your domain name. So while you're all busy raising money, and I mentioned in another video about getting attention, while you're busy getting attention and raising money and being famous and making a lot of sales, almost all companies, most companies overlook getting some things in order, such as trademarks. Trademarking your domain name and variations of it. Now, if you trademark easyglue.com and you didn't have easyglue.info, if they were selling glue and you were selling glue, and you didn't like the fact that they were selling glue while you were selling glue, using easyglue.info and you're using easyglue.com, you can put them at notice that they can't use that anymore. It's too confusing. I, as a consumer looking for easyglue, I don't know the difference between easyglue.info and easyglue.com. And it doesn't really matter unless I'm confused. And that doesn't matter to you unless you have a trademark. Trademarking the title of a book. Most attorneys would tell you, oh, you can't trademark the book title. Well, you can. I go into detail in my webinar about this, but you just need to create something around that book title that's a product. It could be seminars, it could be a coaching program you have, it could be workbooks that you sell, it could be pencils that you sell with those with that phrase on. Anything that's more of a product. That it's true that a book title itself can't be trademarked as a book title for a book. You can come out with a book named whatever, and I can come out with a book with the same title. I don't think it would suit me, but I could. However, if you take the title of that book and create something around it, a movement, a business, you can trademark that same phrase. It's very important to trademark all your other aspects of your business as well. If you have a logo and you think, wow, nobody's really interested in me, you know, in the old days it'd be right. If you were in the state of Kentucky and you were selling barbecue bricks, and they were called Kentucky Fry Bricks, nobody would really care. But now that it's on the internet and you're selling all over, it's very easy to Google to find out what you're doing in Kentucky. Even if I'm in Canada, I might decide to take offense. I might decide that you have Kentucky Fried Barbecue Bricks and I'm Kentucky Fried Chicken. I might think there's some association there, and I don't want to be associated with you. Nothing personal, I don't want to be associated with you. And that company can send you a cease and desist to start what could be a very expensive process. You could actually lose everything you worked for years and have to change your name and lose all that goodwill. And yet, if you would have taken some advice from somebody and trademarked your domain name and the name of your company and your logo, it's going to cost a little bit of money. Even if you do it yourself, it's going to cost $300-400 for each one of these things. Hiring a lawyer, it's going to cost you probably $1,500 to $2,000. Get my book, or get my course, buy my course when it's out in a few months, and you'll be able to save yourselves $500 or more and do most of it yourself. I'm not telling you not to use an attorney, but you can do a lot of the front work and save yourself thousands of dollars. The importance of trademarks cannot be played down. That is so important, and it's one of the things that most likely you have not trademarked your logo or your phrase or the name of your company. So, trademarks are really important. You can read about it online. You can follow me and I'll give you more information. I have a free webinar up in the Facebook group called File Your Trademark, and that's just free for you to go through that for 40 minutes. I'll give you a good education, and just take this as really good advice. You know, I was in the middle of a lawsuit. Unfortunately, ABC Television sued us, and they said the name we were using for a product of ours called Classroom Connect was too close to their thing called Connected Classroom. And they had a big fancy law firm sue us, not sue us, they sent us a letter. Our lawyer wanted a $5,000 deposit just to contend with these folks. I mean, ABC Television is pretty big. Long story short, we ended up winning. We didn't have to spend that much. After the day, we explained exactly what we're doing, and we agreed that we would not do television broadcasts or cable broadcasts. We agreed that we wouldn't do certain things. We were able to settle it, but it still cost thousands of dollars. And if we would have trademarked that at the beginning, we either would have been successful at trademarking and then been immune, or would have found out that we couldn't trademark it and we were at risk, and we would have picked a different name. So please heed my warning on this. Get advice where you need to, and make sure you file a trademark on your valuable intellectual property assets, including your domain name. Thanks very much. And if you consider yourself a decent member of society, you might want to share this video and follow me. Thanks.